Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to Stock Markets with Bruce. I'm your Uncle Bruce here from London in the UK. Welcome one, welcome all. It is Monday, May the 16th, 2022. It's 8:30 Eastern Time in New York, as best as I can guess. It's 1:30 in the afternoon here in London. And Jennifer and I are desperately trying to adjust to the time changes, but we're having problems. It's not our fault. We didn't do it. But the issue we've run into is that back in Canada, in Calgary, our beloved Calgary Flames decided to take the Dallas Stars Hockey Club, to the seventh game. And that started at 2:30 in the morning, our time. And they decided to go to double overtime rather than just end the game in regulation and be done with these guys. Oh no, the Flames decided to go to regulation overtime. No, double overtime, and then win it. Thank God they won it. I would have been highly disappointed. Now they get to move on to play Edmonton. But with that said, this couple here, we've been having trouble getting a good full night's rest, and so we're struggling. We're still struggling. But the good news is the Flames won the first round of the playoffs in a long, long time. They move on to the second round. Enough of that. We're here for the markets, trying to stay on top of things. We're having a fine time in London. We're not out and about doing all kinds of crazy stuff. We're doing little things. Yesterday was Harrods. We went to Harrods, and let me show you something from Harrods. You might find this interesting. I don't know if you care. But we went to the cafe in Harrods for a little nibble and a little whatever. And I'll show you the bill, but at least part of the bill I'll show you. There's the Harrods bill. Now let me zoom in here. Table 24, okay. Still water. See that at the bottom there? That's a bottle of water, £7, $6.95. Milos is our salesperson. A Harrods lager for Auntie Jen, $9.50, 9.5 pounds. The Caesar salad for Uncle Bruce, £20. The brothel Benedict, it was like an eggs Benedict. Jen loved it, £17. Cafe for me, a cafe latte, £6. And then you have the Herald Cafe service charge of 12.5%, which is $7.42, bringing the bill to £66, 77 centinos. You convert that to American, and you add about 25% to that, and you about 80 American dollars for a little stop at the cafe inside here. Harrods, if you Canadianize it, you take that number and turn into about $100 Canadian for lunch. It was delicious. Service was impeccable. Everything was great. And the people watching was fantastic. I love the people watching, to see all the different, to hear all the languages, and see the different cultural ways. You didn't see very many, not very, very many, traditionally born in London Londoners. There were a few, but this was a Sunday. So there were Germans, there were the Italians, and then there were the Arabic people. Very fascinating to see, because London and the Middle East is a very strong connection here for people who live here, work here, commute here, traveling, whatever it is. And so looking around the room, you're watching some Americans. So I'm sure there are a few Canadians where we were rather low profile, and other countries. But you hear all this different languages going on at these tables. It's fascinating. It really is. What a place. Harrods is a store that is a tourist attraction unto itself. And it's 6 floors of retail place. And you can get it all, soup to nuts, and stuff you would never think of in a department store. Just fantastic. Anyway, we had a wonderful time, Jen and I, and we grabbed one of their wheelchairs, which is complimentary, and I was able to wheel her around the store for several hours and saw it all. And yeah, anyway, that's how that went. Anyway, we're great. We're here for a day of trading today to see if we can make some money. Friday was a very good day, as you are well aware out there. It was a big. Oh, here goes the fire alarm.
Attention, please. Attention, please.
It's a test.
The test of the fire and voice alarm system has now been completed.
Yay! Yay! The test is over. Okay.
Attention, please. Attention, please.
Just one more time.
The test of the fire and voice alarm system has now been completed.
Just one last time. It's all over. Okay. They came out earlier and said, this is a test. You do not have to follow any of these instructions. This is just a test. And then the alarm went off saying, there's a fire in the building. Please leave without using the elevators. And I heard doors. I heard people leaving the building. It was a test. It's all fine. Okay. The Dow on Friday gained 466 points. Very good day. Smart Rent was up 60 cents. Matterport was up 72 cents on Friday. GameStop up 8.82. AMC up 61. Sofi gained $1.09. Isn't it nice to see a $1.09 gain in one day on Sofi? ATIP up 17 cents. Rocket Lab up 67. Sextera up 106. ME up 31, Spire up a dime. Some nice gains and percentage gains. Now, this morning, we have a little bit of news going on. We have news out of GameStop that they've hired a new COO, Chief Operating Officer. A gentleman's name is I think is Nick Patel. I saw the name and went, I don't know who this guy is. But Nick, Nir Patel, not Nick, Nir, Nir Patel, Patel, Nir Patel. I found out that he just left a Charlotte-based retailer on Saturday, which I think was called Belk, B-E-L-K. And their announcement on Saturday said that he left the company with barely a year of service to pursue other opportunities. We wish him well. And on Monday morning, his new opportunity showed up, GameStop. So he had already been in talks with GameStop. And obviously, GameStop stole him from Belk. And there you are. He's been in senior roles at Kohl's and Land's End Incorporated. And he has a strong e-commerce experience. So does that make sense? Yes, it does. So they've got seems to be the right kind of guy into the right kind of role at GameStop. The question that I have, I'm curious about, is he a camera shy person, or is he quite comfortable in front of a camera? Would he possibly be, an on-air type potential spokesperson for said company? Wouldn't that be lovely? I don't know. We'll see if this happens or not. Anyway, that's basic number one news. GameStop is up 31 cents this morning. The markets overall were negative this morning about an hour and a half ago. We've now improved. The Dow's up 33 points. It's been negative all morning until just a few minutes ago. We're only down 1.5 points on the S&P, and we're down 16 points on NASDAQ. So these markets are coming back on. We could have another update today. We could add to the gains of Friday today. We were way oversold, have had 6 straight down weeks in a row for the indexes. 6 in a row. We're due for a little kind of lay it off a little bit. We're due for a little correction here and there. Certain oversold stocks should get a lift. Well, our SPACs sure got a lift. Maybe they'll get another, and perhaps GameStop as well. Now, other news this morning. Received an email over the weekend regarding Sofi. They made a filing with the SEC Friday night, apparently. They have added a line in their upcoming shareholder meeting. They want to vote from shareholders on certain things, which is typical. One item they want to discuss and bring to a vote is to give the board of directors the authority, if they want to exercise the authority, to institute a share split. Now, normally we would be talking about a 2-for-1 or 5-for-1 share split. That's not what's going to happen. They're talking about a reverse share split. What's going on is the board of directors at Sofi, well aware of the fact that their company is coming on, and the fact that right now, as I am talking to you, pre-market, we're at 724 on SoFi right now. We're up 49 cents in the pre-market. And by the way, whoever's trading this stock right now, they are aware of the share rollback. So this is not like people trading in the blind. They're aware. But the rollback is being proposed, and it might be a 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1. I don't know. The reason is they would like the shares to be, I think, in the $20 to $30 neighborhood rather than between 724 and 12 or 15 or 18. They want it in the $20 to $30 range now and have it going to 30 to 50 soon. Because a number of institutional investors cannot buy the stock right now. If the shares trade under a certain dollar level, it might be a $10 handle, might be a 15, might be a 20. Certain stocks do not qualify for purchase by institutional type investment entities. It could be pension funds, mutual funds, ETFs, and certain index funds. A stock that trades under a certain dollar level, like 10 or less, in some circles is considered a penny stock. And penny stocks cannot be part of a portfolio in a retirement fund of so many billions of dollars for so many tens of thousands of pensioners. So this company's thinking ahead. They're going forward, going, we're an institute, we're a bank. We're going to become a long-term player here. We have 900 million shares out plus. We want to reduce that to maybe 300 million shares. We'll do a 3-for-1 rollback. We'll trade the stock at 21.75 because right now it's 7.25. It would be 21.75. Now, for those of you out there who own SoFi and have been averaging down and getting it again and again and again, good news. Most of you likely have more than a couple of hundred shares now. Most of you out there who are watching me and hanging out with me, you probably have 500 shares, 800, 1,000, 1,500, 10,000. And some of you have a lot more than that. Even with a 3-for-1 rollback. If you have 300 now, you're going to have 100 later. So instead of a 300 at 725, you're going to have 100 at 21.75. Here's the good news. You're going to be writing options because over 20 bucks a share, guess what we do? We write options on stock that's over $20. So for SoFi, if you have 3,000 shares today, you're going to have 1,000 shares tomorrow, and you'll write 10 contracts. And if you're bringing in $2.5 a contract, you're bringing in $2 to $2.5 grand on a contract rate. It's all the same as it is now, except for the fact that instead of writing an $8 call or a $9 call or a $10 call, we're writing 25s, 27s, 28s, 30s, 32s, 33. We move on. So that's coming. Now, I don't have exact dates and timing. This will come up in the next few weeks and we'll get the exact split number. We don't know what that is either. It hasn't been done yet. So there you go. Like GameStop, GameStop is coming to the shareholders for a vote to do a stock split if the directors deem to do it, to want to do it. But we don't know what the ratio is. Same here with SoFi, except it's a reverse stock split, right? But as I'm speaking now, it is running again. It's now $7.30 a share on 1.7 million pre-market volume on your SoFi, 731 now, and it's climbing as we speak. So I'm a happy guy saying go as high as you want to go. There's a headline here from this morning that says SoFi stock spikes, market may be, quote, over discounting, unquote, growth potential. No kidding, Sherlock. Don't we know that story? That's the same on SoFi. That's the same on Spire. That's the same on ME, ATIP, Matterport. It's on every one of our stocks. We know that. Every one of our SPACs, you could put that headline on. So let's see what happens. And in the meantime, we're moving to 728 to 730 a share on 1.7 million shares, and there's going to be a rollback. Now, look, hey, this thing wants to go to 10, 12 bucks before you have your vote to do a rollback. It gets to 10, 12. They might only do a 2-for-1. They might say, well, we'll still do a 3-for-1, but we're now going to be a $36 stock. What I'm thinking is that if they did do a 3-for-1, just as an example, only a third of the number of shares exist now. and that's a thinner trading stock. So there might be a little wider spread between bid and ask, and on a good day, we could move up $2 in one day. Just asking, just wondering. I'd like to see a larger volume on a larger value on the contracts. That's what I want to see. So let's see what happens. We're proportionally owning just as much as we ever had, and let this puppy run. I say welcome back to 729 Sofi. It's been a while. By the way, I'm having a Diet Coke here in London. Just can't find caffeine-free Diet Coke in cans. I can find the little 100 milliliter bottles. I could have had a 100 milliliter bottle yesterday in Harrods, but only a Diet Coke or a regular Coke. £6. 6 pounds, about 780 US for a 100 milliliter bottle of cola. I chose the latte. It was very delicious. I needed a caffeine boost anyway. I chose the latte. It was wonderful. Anyway, what can I say? All right. Welcome all to the program. Welcome all to a broadcast here from the UK, here in London. We are battling to adjust to regular time. My show schedule today, just for those of you who are fans of this channel, and some of you are fans of my other channel, Traveling with Bruce, immediately after this show today, the 3-hour show, I'm going to switch over to my other channel, Traveling with Bruce, and I will do a 1-hour sponsor member hangout show there, and then follow that with an immediate broadcast of the cruise ship and travel news show that I usually do in the evenings, Eastern time. But based in London, I'm not going on the air at 3 in the morning. So I'm going to produce those shows and deliver them right after this show. And then I'll have a little break and come back on the air here on Stock Markets with Bruce, 3 o'clock Eastern. The last hour of the day, I'll be here. That will be 8 o'clock my time tonight until about 9:15. So we'll see you twice here on Stock Market with Bruce. We'll see you twice today over on TWB. And if you you'd like to see what happened to Jennifer and I when we got here on Friday, head over to Traveling with Bruce. I popped up a video, and I talked about how we went through the airport at Heathrow and grabbed a cab and got down here with all kinds of info that people seem to really like that video. Anyway, in any event, if you get a chance, check it out. Give it a thumbs up. Like you give thumbs ups here. Thank you all so much. All right. Welcome all of you to the show this morning. Let's see what's going on. Good morning, everybody. Mark and Quick, Sick, and Odin's, Pumpkin, Converti, Richard. All the thumbs up numbers are here already. 27, 35. You're all giving me thumbs ups. Thank you for those of you who are giving us thumbs ups and telling us what number you are. I appreciate that. Good morning, all from LL. Sofi overweight. Who could have guessed that? Laughing out loud. Got an upgrade this morning. It did. It got an upgrade from a brokerage firm with an overweight rating. 726 now. We're up 51 cents on Sofi pre-market with what is it now, 42 minutes to go, 30, something like that. We'll keep an eye on that. 1.8 million volume now. Gamestop at 99 a share, up 61. Volume only 23,000. Cindy is here. Good morning. Larry Titus. Good morning, Larry. How you doing? DQ is here. We had a fantastic get together on Saturday. Jennifer and I, we met one of our viewers at the Borough Market, which is a phenomenal foodie place. It's a real food market, indoor, outdoor type stalls everywhere. They've just celebrated their anniversary, their 1000th anniversary of being a food market. In Calgary, we're all giddy when we talk about, we just celebrated our 20th anniversary. London, he was selling food here for 1,000 years. Welcome to the show. Unbelievable. Anyway, Alex was here. Our friend Alex came by, and there we were. We got together for a bite at the market, and it was just great to see him. Had a wonderful time, and had a bite to eat, and shared some stories, and it was just fantastic. There he is right here. Alex was Dr. Bishop, 950 for a lager. Yeah, that's right, Alex. And we saw you. It wasn't cheap where we were, but even more expensive at Harrods the next day. But I call that part of the admission to get in there. And as a former retailer, I totally understand why they charge what they charge. You might call them greedy, but I can tell you the staff is top notch. Their property taxes have got to be out of this world. Their operating expenses have got to be just unthinkable. The maintenance on the building, the cost of being a business. But in any event, it was great. It was great to see you, man, and we had a good time. Malo number 59. Thank you. Munimo's here. Hi there. Harrods is very expensive. Yes, Mirko, it is. So Uncle Bruce is saying he needs Sofi to go higher. That's what I'm saying. I second that, says Jason. So Sofi pre-market is exploding. We're having a good morning this morning on Sofi. I'm happy to report. We want it to just keep right on going. Okay, 724 up 49 cents right now. Number 67 thumbs ups from Sell My House in Upper Marlboro. Bill, the voice had an accent. LL, we haven't seen a 10% pre-market up in a long time. Attention, please. Attention, please. Sofi is now over 740, says Nicholas. You got to love that. It did touch that for a moment. Jennifer is here. Hello, Travis. Hey, hello, Bruce. Patel is from Huntsville, Alabama, says Bama Babe. That's apparently correct. Sofi RSI is at 1 hour is high, so don't be surprised if it goes down to market only before it goes back up again. Uncle Bruce, how can the reverse split affect bought calls? So if they do a reverse split, let's say, how's this going to play out? Again, this will come out from the exchange, the options people, but in plain English, I suppose, if you have one call option that you own in Sofi, it's exercisable at say it's exercisable at $10. I'll just pick a price. After the split, let's say it's a 3-for-1 split, you now have a third of an option exercisable for 33 shares at $30. So the ratios just adjust. All right. They will still trade. They'll probably have 2 levels of trading. The computer systems will allow you to keep trading your $10 contracts as $10 contracts, but they will be valued on the exchange on a post-split basis. So if the shares are trading at $10 a share when the split happens, that's at book value of your contract. There'll only be time value on it. And if the time value is 20, 40, 60 cents, that's what it'll trade for. And you'll be able to trade those 10s until they expire at that level. So the clock gets reset, I suppose, and options will basically fade out as we get closer to the end of their lifetime, and new options being written as of the next day and purchased and traded will be post-split. I think that's how this is going to go. But again, I don't run the Chicago options market, so I can't give you the deep details. But rest assured, between your broker and between Chicago, you will not be shortchanged. You will not be undercut or undermined in any way. Your value of your contract is intact, and it will be tradable, whether you're trying to buy one back you've written or whether you're trying to sell one you own. Makes no difference. But going forward, there'll be a new set of option chains popping up. There'll be the old set and the new set, both trading, but the new set will be the affected ratio will be now put into place with the current price of the stock, whatever that would be. Okay, we'll follow it. Don't worry, we'll be here. Rob, Bama Babe, how do we know this Patelka isn't just Bama Babe and a mustache? You see now, what about that? What about if it's Bama Babe? Really, the whole time, Bama Babe has been Patel. How about that? Vilbus, it just feels like the early Sofi investors are getting boned here. Well, you could think that, but I will reiterate that it's almost like 99.9% of the time you see a rollback, a reverse split. It's because a company is in major financial trouble. it might have been maybe at one time an oil company or a mining company, and they went public 20 years ago, a couple of bucks, and then they ran it up, got up to $5-10 at one time. And for the last 5 years, the company has been out of money, and they've laid off all their staff, and their shares are like a nickel. And the company's alive as far as it's listed, but it doesn't do anything because they don't have any money, and they've laid everybody off. And then a new group comes to town. Some new backers come to town, and they want that company, because it's a publicly traded company, they want that public market. They might acquire the entire corporation on a reverse takeover. They might do something like, okay, you've got 20 million shares outstanding. We're going to have the company issue 180 million shares from its treasury, and we'll take over the company by putting money in the bank of the company at like a penny a share. And next thing you know, you have two groups of shareholders: the 20 million originals, the 180 million new guys who put money in, and they own 180 million shares, and the street owns 20 million. Now there's 200 million shares out there. Now the new guys want to vend in new businesses, so they'll bring in maybe a new mining property that they're working on, that they have been working on, and they might have that valued at so many dollars, and they vend it into the public company for 500 million shares. And now there's 600 million shares outstanding. There's like a couple $1 million in the bank, and there's a property, but there's 600 million out. And the original shareholders have 20 million shares because they weren't putting any new money into the business, just these new guys. Now you got a 600 million share company. You might want to do a 10-for-1 rollback. So you'll go from 600 million shares to 60 million, which means that the 20 million shares that were originally there were now only going to be 2 million shares out of 60 million. And, of the 58 million that are out there, there's certain people that have pretty good chunks of that, and they basically control the company now. But with 60 million out, the stock might start trading at 20, 30, 40 cents, a buck. And now the company might do a financing. They might do a prospectus. They might actually do a filing, an IPO, like not an IPO, not an initial public offering, but a public offering. And they might do that at $1.50 a share and raise $10 million to develop the property they've put in. And they're showing the new world, the world out there who doesn't know anything about this. We're changing our name. We've done a 10-for-1 rollback. We have a new mine. We're a whole new company. The old company is long gone. That's typically what these are, these reverse splits. Not in the case of Sofi. Sofi is not a reverse split company whatsoever in that sense. Sofi is the up-and-coming fintech bank that just got an upgrade today from a brokerage firm. So they want to do a reverse split to get their shares at a much higher price per share, a little more respectability than be theoretically called a penny stock. Now, remember, you guys were here last week with me when we saw the shares at 482, 486, 490, 495. You remember that? How many of you bought this stuff because you believe? You're now being rewarded, by the way. And so it's not as much of a penny stock now as it was last week, I will tell you that. But I think you can get the management's game here. If we roll back this thing, 3-for-1, 5-for-1, we could get the stock to $35 a share, maybe higher, 36, maybe 40. Even if it goes to 10 in the meantime and do a 5-for-1 rollback, it'll be a $50 stock. Well, you guys are going to be writing options on $50 stock. It's the same money to you at the end of the day, except that you're now getting a larger premium on the shares you're writing on. So let's see what happens. Okay. But I hear you, Valbus. I hear you. Rob, the secret is out. Bama Babe, the secret is out. Rob, RC just tweeted, by the way, I love the Spice Girls. No idea what that means. I don't know either. I have no idea. Patel Babe? Nazareth? Patel Babe? Oh, man. So if I have a 300 of Sofi and they do a rollback, will it become 100? It all depends. Devil King, if you have 300 now and they do a 3-for-1 split, you'll have 100. But if you have 300 now and they do a 2-for-1 split, you'll have 150. You have 300 now, and they do a 5-for-1 split. You've got 60 shares down the road. Then you're going to need to get 40 more after the split to be able to write an option. I don't know what the split's going to be. Somewhere between 2 and 10 is the story, the rumor, the thinking, but I don't think 10 to 1 is reasonable. I don't think so. We shall see. DH Ruta, thumbs up number 97. Thank you, bud. Thank you. What if I have 2,000 shares of SoFi? Well, 5 to 1 means you got 400. 4 to 1 means you got 500. 2 to 1 means you got 1,000. We'll find out. Rob is explaining the split beautifully. Thank you. Odin's Pumpkin, I have 226, so I won't be able to write after the split if I don't have 300 by then. Again, Odin's, if it's a 2-for-1 split, you'll have 113. You can write one contract. If it's a 3 to 1, you're going to have about 75 something shares. You're going to need to buy 25 more to get to the promised land. But when you do get to the promised land, you're going to be able to write a contract for between $2 and $4 a contract, $2 to $400 a contract, helping you buy the 25 you need in the first place. So there's always that. Keep that in mind. All right, Devil King gets it. I see what you mean now, Bruce. Okay, Rob, I get it. Now I see what you're talking about. All right. Less stock means writing less number of calls on a stock. That's true. If you have 1,000 shares now, you can write 10 calls. But right now, what are you writing? 10 leaps for $10 a piece? Or are you writing 10 $12 calls for 3 weeks for what, 18 cents? We're talking nickels and dimes here, which is not very conducive to making money. There are people out there 2-3 weeks ago writing $7.50 contracts, writing $7 contracts, $8 contracts. We're now at $7.24. We don't want to be that close to this line for just pennies. So if we're going to be in the $25, $35 neighborhood, yeah, you'll have fewer shares, but you'll be writing much more valuable contracts. That's what it's all about. Anyway, Rob, I'm torn by the SoFi news. As a stockholder, I'm happy the stock will be worth more, but as a potential options writer, it means I won't be able to write as many contracts. But it's just the same amount of money, really. It might be more. You might have more liquidity because, again, institutions will be in the options market as well as the stock. More liquidity, more. It's just going to be a more active market. So, yeah, I hear you, Rob, though. I totally get you there. Good morning, my fellow simpletons. As far as I know, a reverse split usually has negative connections to it. What the hell are they doing? This messes the number of contracts we write, Rob. But then again, I'm not writing contracts at this low price, so I'm torn. Aaron, isn't a reverse stock split a bad thing? Again, this is what I've talked about now a couple of times. We've gone over this. They don't want to do the Roar shares. They just killed it. Garbage. Let's see. Rob, Uncle Bruce saying in the morning show that it's to get institutional investors to be able to buy the stock and to be able to shareholders to buy in. That's right. John Bickman, number 114. Cindy's there too. Thank you, guys. Difference here is SoFi isn't a garbage company like Aurora. Exactly. That's a good point. They're testy donkey. Everyone's agreeing with everyone else. We're all on the same page. I love this avatar. This is one of the best avatars I've ever seen. I love Alex. I was Dr. Walter Bishop. Look at that. I love that. That was a good time. Jen and I, we really enjoyed that. Michael saying, congratulations on your flames. Love the Borough Market, says Larry. Jason, so my SoFi 3 7.5 calls for next April will only be one call after the reverse split. Yeah, it could be. Could be that you have one call at $22.50 instead of 3 at 7.5. If it's a 3 to 1 split, because that's what you're indicating, to go from 3 to 1 means $7.50 to $22.50. It's all relative, and it's just a paper move. But we'll see. Beach Boy. Number 125 on this, on the thumbs up. Do afternoon thumbs ups go for the same price as the morning ones? Should start an option chain on those. We should do splits on the thumbs. Don't you think we'd like to do a 10-for-1 split? Every time you give me a thumb, it's now like 10 thumbs ups. That would be great. Thank you, all of you who are giving this show thumbs ups from London as your coughing YouTuber hangs on for dear life. Thank you very much. 172 thumbs ups have come in. I really appreciate this. Thank you all so much. I heard the CEO of SoFi bought 250 grand with shares. Any confirmation? I haven't heard that yet. I'm sure read somewhere they can branch off the option chain. And number 71 from Cam Hines. Pip, cheerio. Nazareth, Uncle Bruce, what happens to contracts when SoFi does the reverse split? If I sell a call option, is it wiped out? No, they won't be wiped out. It's all good. It'll all work out. We'll stay on that. Don't worry. We'll work it through. Might be totally wrong, though, says Testy Donkey. Hi, Uncle B from Flint Creek Soap Company. How you guys doing? Welcome. Nice to have you here. Welcome from the UK to all of you at home there. Anthony has been buying millions of SoFi stock when it was so cheap. He and others are going nuts buying at these prices. That's it. And Vilbus, are we sure they will follow through with the reverse split if it's approved, or is it possible? It's a tool. Yeah, I mean, they don't have to do it. If the shares want to go to $20 right now in the next 3 days, they might not bother with a reverse split. We'll see. We'll see. Kiwi, new member. I think Kiwi has renewed a membership, and thank you, Kiwi, for this. Love you, and I'm glad you're part of the gang as always, and I'm glad you're here. Chilling with Uncle Bruce member Kiwi. Thank you so much for that. Cindy, yeah, I sold SoFi covered calls last week. Whoops. Do we have an idea when the split's happening? Damn, I need 1,000 more SoFi shares now. I need to have at least 1,000 to write contracts, and I'd be just sure if we just do 3 to 1. Again, I don't have the exact date of the actual split. They announced the shareholder meeting. This is several months away. This will come through the summertime. Right now, we just want the stock to go straight up. That's what we want. $7.25 right now, 50 cents on 2.2 million. $99.45 on Gamestop, up $1.06 right now, and 31,000. It's 2:06 in the afternoon here, which tells me we're 24 minutes away from the opening, I think, there where you are in the USA. So welcome all of you from around the world, Canada, the United States, Europe, of course, UK, the Europe, Asia, Australia, New Zealand, and South America, the Caribbean. Welcome, everybody. If I missed anybody, welcome you. Welcome all of you. Grim. But instead of writing, say, 5 contracts because we have 500 shares now, we can only write 1, perhaps. If you can write 1 call and get $3 for it, which is $300, that's like writing 5 calls to get 60 cents each. But if right now you can only write 5 calls and get 40 cents, but down the road you can write 1 call and get $3, you're getting more money for all of your stock. You get $300 instead of $200. It's all relative. Let's see what happens, Karim. Bama, does anyone know another company that's done a reverse split and was successful to do so? I can't put my hand on it quickly, although I do believe that General Electric did do a reverse split last year? They proposed and I think have gone through with it. Has it been successful, though? There's the question. And these are not the two. These companies are not the same at all. SoFi is really growing and really pouring on, the growth curve, where General Electric is so mature, it's still shedding off assets. 2 different companies. Jason, thanks, TestDD. Credit Savage, I know a few companies that have done it. Bam, they were bad companies in a bad place about to be delisted. Yeah, so there you go. Good morning, simpletons, from Duncan. Hello there. 146, the thumbs up meter for Mo. Thank you for no. Garza. Nick, does a reverse stock split affect shorts at all? Well, not really. It's a scenario where if you're short, let's say you're short 1 million shares, just to use a crazy number, and they do a 5-for-1 reverse split, okay? That shorter now is short 200,000 shares. But the shorter was short 1 million shares at $7 a share. Now you're short 200,000 shares at $35 a share. So it's all, it's the same amount of money. It's just that you're still having you have to buy 200,000 shares back at 35 and whatever. And you want to go chasing stock at 200,000 shares of stock, it might really cost you a lot of dough. Could be interesting. Pardon me 1 second, folks. I have to make an adjustment. This is a very complex set that we have here. We've set up a very complex seating arrangement. We have special cushions here for someone to sit on, to be able to sit for hours at a time. on chairs that are not specifically designed for hours of sitting on a YouTube channel. They're designed for minutes of seating, I think. And they've been designed by hotel designers, whatever the hell that means. In any event, we're here and we're attempting to survive the long-term requirement of dedication that one must dedicate to be in front of one's viewers, and yet at the same time, while doing all that, you must protect one's assets. Assets. Okay, Vilbus, are they risking too much bad press, investor sentiment by pulling the reverse split, especially early in their existence? I really wonder. This discussion we're having is being done throughout the brokerage business. The verdict is out this morning already in the pre-market. We're up almost 50 cents a share despite this news. Doesn't seem to be a problem. John, does this require a vote? Okay, the board of directors indicate this. It requires a vote. Shareholders have to approve this vote. Okay, it requires a vote to allow them to execute it when they choose within a year. That's right. DQ, Bama. Nortel did a reverse split. It was just part of their death. But again, that was typically when these companies do this. Vilbus, I'm invested in not selling, so I'm along for this ride regardless. Aaron, sounds like a scam. Thanks, Aaron. Bama, in some reverse stock splits, small shareholders are crashed out, receiving a proportionate amount of stock in lieu of partial shares so that they can no longer own the company's shares. I don't think we have very many people here with 5 shares of Sofi. With the Sofi shares having come down into the high 4s, so many of you were able to pick off paper for nothing. Now you're already being rewarded at 723. We haven't even started a recovery yet. So yeah, maybe the shares will reach 15 by the time this gets done, and then they do a 4-for-1 and we're at $60 a share and you're getting $5 a contract. Or $6 a contract, or who knows? We'll see what's going on. I always knew SoFi would be a $50 stock. I knew it. They'd find a way. Nick, number 160 on the thumbs up meter. Hey, buddy. John, I'll be using a premium from covered calls to purchase the stock to round out the 100 shares of mine. There you go. Robert, since the stock is rising, will that determine the amount they split? Yes, I think so. Michael, but I like writing 100 plus contracts at a time. Bruce, I really like doing that. Nick, Bruce, FYI, I cannot write in comments on the Prime show. I cannot write in comments on the Prime show. I cannot write in comments on the Prime show. Okay, I'm confused because you're writing a comment here, but I don't know what that means there. I'm confused. Tiff, would there still be a split even if SoFi would make it back to the $10 range? Well, Tiff, there might be a smaller split. So if the shares want to stay at $4 to $6, they might consider a 5-for-1 or a 6-to-1 or an 8-to-1 or a 10-to-1. But at $10 to $12 a share, they might say, well, why don't we just do a 3-to-1? If it gets to 15 or 20, maybe we'll just do a 2-for-1. Like, I don't know where the head is at. I don't know. Okay. I think this is a mistake for now. I think this shouldn't even be discussed. I think this should be not on the table. But I don't know what they know over there at the board of directors. And it is entirely possible. It's possible that certain directors know of certain parties. Are you reading between these lines? There are certain boards of director members who are aware of other people with other organizations who have made it painfully clear and obvious in a subtle way that basically says, if your shares are trading like $30 a share, there would be billions of dollars of buying interest in your stock by these guys and those people and those, and you put it all together and you go, oh, it's kind of like how Jerry Seinfeld goes, oh, right. Oh, yeah, the revelation, it all. I get it now. Kind of like how you folks understood how writing options can make you a ton of money. You went, oh, I can write options on stock I already have. It could well be that certain boards of directors had the epiphany. They passed that on to the other board of directors over a beverage or two, saying, if our shares were trading in that $25, $35, $40 neighborhood, we could have certain organizations all over our stock. And that's when the other board of directors went, oh. And now this might be a pretty dang good idea here. One, it'll solidify the stock and make it much less volatile. Two, would give street cred to the whole entity that this institutional investor and this one and this one and this one and this one and are all piling in and filing 13F SEC reports, whatever those are called. Those SEC reports where you have to show your hand. We have so many shares of the company. If you add dozens of very high-end global institutional investors to your shareholder list, you are perceived as an entirely different organization everywhere. Okay? That might be the big picture. We're talking about reverse splits with regards to defunct mining companies and high-tech high-tech high flyers and gold producers and oil and gas guys. And some of us have heard of reverse splits, some of us have not. Those of us who have heard about reverse splits have heard nothing but bad news. This is a whole different thing. And I wonder, okay, I'm going to go with these guys because they're on the right track. They're growing Sofi into a monster company. It is going to be a huge monster company. I get that. You guys know that. But I kind of also wonder, do you think it's possible? Let me just kind of throw this one at you. You think it's possible that what's also going on is that a number of Wall Street bankers, high-end Wall Street entities, have made it known in no uncertain terms to the folks at Sofi, guys, if you kind of stop with these little games, get your shares out of this $4 to $8 neighborhood, get it out of here, make it a $20, $30 stock. Our analysts will cover your stock. And we like your stock. We like your company. We like your company. We're not going to recommend $5 stock to our investors. We over here on the 75th floor of whatever tower in Manhattan, and those of us over here on Bond Street in London in these towers, and over here in Frankfurt, and over there in Milan, Italy, and over there in Tokyo, and over there, these outfits aren't going to recommend Sofi across the board until the stock is no longer perceived as a penny stock under 10 or 15. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's all it is. And the board of directors are so motivated by these private one-on-one chats that they've had and these little, like I said, sharing a little libation and having a little chat about just, life in general. Oh yeah, and our analyst wants to write up your stock, but he won't because your stock is a bag of crap at $4.50 a share. We want you at $25 a share, and then he'll write it up. Maybe that was the subtle message that I am trying to bring to you in a plain English format to give you that's why. Okay. I can't be more discreet than that. All righty. Rocket Lab earnings are tonight. Thank you. Sell my house in Upper Marlboro. Daniel, reverse split force share recall. That could really, unfortunately, entitle or heavy shorting stock. No, I don't think that's going to. I don't think so. Tell Mary Poppins I said hello. Saw her flying about the other day with one of those umbrellas. Couldn't talk to her. She's too far away. Go Sofi. Neat. There's Munimo. Gary, it just gives the BOD the option, not the obligation to do the reverse. The board of directors have the obligation, not the obligation to do the reverse stock split. That's true. That is true. They have that quill they can pull out and put in that bow. That arrow is there. Proposal 5 only grants them the ability to do within 30 fiscal days, approximately. Yeah. So will they do it? No guarantee for sure, but we'll see. Okay. Okay. They haven't announced any split, just a proposal to vote on it. Exactly. Okay. Okay. Kiwi, my credit card was hacked. The bank canceled it. YouTube cut my membership. It's all sorted now. Kiwi is back. Welcome back, Kiwi. Glad you made it, and I'm glad you're here with us. Grits, hello, Bruce. I assume you already talked about Sofi reverse split, and what could be the constant for a short issue? Yes, and yes. Morning, y'all from Splair. Hello, Bama. AIG and Motorola did a reverse stock split. Vilbus, Grits, you about the last 20 minutes or so. Yeah. Ryan Cohen tweet this morning. I love the Spice Girls. They're from the UK. I think Cohen is hinting that he's a follower of Uncle Bruce. Probably. He and I are probably, tight as get up. It's just that we've not formally been introduced. And maybe someday that'll happen. Who knows? Jason, I think SoFi wouldn't be seriously considering the split if they didn't have some serious money already waiting this move by SoFi. Exactly. You're reading between the lines like I want you to read between the lines. Yes. Okay. Okay. I'm desperately trying to keep up with you guys. 8 minutes to the opening. Jennifer, hi, Uncle B. Does the indication of SoFi rising pre-market indicate that the investor in favor of this doesn't reserve? We've talked about this possibly. How's it going, John? Jason, never seen a hotel with concrete walls. That's different. Well, this is not concrete. It's drywall that looks like concrete, and then this is a shelving unit with things in the shelves that are glued in. You can't remove them. This thing. I can't move it. It's glued into place. It's a piece of art. And then behind here is my little coffee maker and stuff. And yeah, it's an okay place. SoFi may think it's worth the risk this early because it's early and their continued success will overcome any negative tension. Nick, Uncle Bruce, I am shorting RBLX today. It has gone up ridiculously high every day for the past 3 days. I think it's due to a pullback. What do you and all the simpletons, credit savages think of this RBLX? What do you folks think about this RBLX? Should Nick be shorting this stuff? Is he out of his mind? Is he smarter than the average bear? How's he doing? RBLX. Let me see if I can pop a quote up before we go training. Well, let's take a look at the last maybe five days or something like that. Yeah, looks like last Tuesday it was as low as 22 something. It's now 32.62 this morning, and the year high 141. By the way, wow. The year low 21.65 last week. So it's had a bit of a run here. Can it back off a little bit? Anything is possible with these markets, and this too. Yeah. Okay. Nick Morier, more. What if you own one call during a reverse split? Are you also cashed out? I mean, do you own half of a put? You'll own a half a put, a third of a put, a quarter of a put. Your put will still trade as a full put at the adjusted pricing, but it won't change in price. You will have just as much money into it or out of it, no matter what. Okay. Let's see. DQ says, good morning, Michael. Congrats on the Rangers win. Michael, good morning, DQ. Thank you. they keep playing the way they I don't see them getting through round 2. Nick, part of the filing must be hedge against the worst case scenario where SoFi bounces around 10 for months. Vilbus, aka they may know of money sitting on sidelines that will pile in once the stock's above a certain point. I think Vilbus just said it the way he should be said. Could the shoulders approve the split and the board decides not to? Yeah. Now here's an article with examples of reverse stock splits. Xavier, hello. Was SOFI upgraded mentioned? Piper Sandler upgraded the rating. We mentioned it in passing, but it has been upgraded by Piper Sandler. So yes, that came out this morning, which is nice. So what's going on in those smart rentals? What's going on over there? Michael, yeah, it seems that the battle for the bottom wonky hockey all around. Okay, now one good thing I can think about the reverse split is planning is that there would be less stock out there, which is good for us since there's less to borrow. There's that. Vilbus, I'm a Dallas Stars fan, so I'm disappointed this morning, but taking the Flames to Game 7 overtime is a solid showing for our team, even though they fell short. Those guys put up a fight. It was unbelievable. Could have gone either way. Priceline did a 1-for-6 reverse split at 350. It's now above 2,000. Michael, DQ for real. Obama, will large institutions stop shorting? Yeah, I don't know. Was really annoying to see some other YouTubers and whatnot going all doom and gloom on the SoFi News over the weekend. Doom and gloom for clicks. There you go. That's the eyeball game that's going on. How's it going, QD from Duncan? Welcome all. Let me move on forward here. Question is, do Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen trade the red Tesla for a chitty bang bang now? What do they do now? Vash, I mean, you're both from Canada, so obviously the tinfoil goes on. All right. I have to imagine if SoFi goes through with a reverse split and goes from 25 to 100, that they will split right back down. You never know about that. Goes to 500 a share, they might do a reverse split the other way. Bigger. Robot's a great company. It was ridiculous oversold. I wouldn't short it, says the credit savage. Cody Bleakley, I've got a soft spot for RBLX. The product is so cool. Jason, isn't the Queen's Jubilee this week? Uncle Bruce, can't imagine how crazy it is there. They love her here. They love her. Kiwi, last time I was in the UK and Ireland, I stayed in 7 different posh hotels. Never once found a comfortable chair. We're opening in 3 minutes. Yeah, well, it is what it is. I wouldn't say we're in a posh hotel, but we're in a Hilton. We're in a branch of a Hilton. Comfortable and very clean, well run. Brand newish building. And so no leaks, no stupid noises. Elevators are functional. New, yeah. There's a certain charm to older properties, of course, but there's also a certain issue with older properties. You know what I mean by that? Back and forth you go. Nick, does the Flames Game 7 win save the market? I have no idea. I think in Calgary, a lot of offices, if there are people who have to go to the office, they're not there. And the folks who have to work from home are working from home with an extra strong coffee right now because they had a long night last night, and the stress. We offered our son some toast for breakfast. He yelled, "No, I want a bagel." I've never been so proud of him. Rob, there you go. We have not found a bagel joint here within walking distance. There is a Marks and Spencer, and they call it the MS store, just half a block away. And there on Friday afternoon when Jen and I popped in there, I did see some plain bagels available, but I don't have any cutlery here. We have no microwave, no toaster. This is a hotel room. So we're so we went to there's a shop just up the street here, only a couple hundred feet away, called Preet, P-R-E-T. It's like, I call it, Jen and I refer to it as the Tim Hortons of London. It's a coffee shop, quick coffee, with some pastry stuff and then some pre-made sandwiches and some other stuff. And they have breakfast in the morning and then they switch to lunch. And it's the corporate crowd here, that the secretaries and the guys and the gals that work in these offices, they pop in, grab something and bring it back to the office. But they don't have bagels. Not that I can see. Jason is smiling. Robert, comfortable chair or a cup of coffee that's thicker than molasses. Kent, Rob, that's awesome. To get 1 minute warning. He's asking for a bagel. Ken, it's no hole in one, but he's only 2. So we'll give him a couple of years. Right on, Rob. Our audio went dead for a second. Alex was Dr. Ultra Rob, my young sons won't eat bread for sandwiches anymore. Only bagels. Larry, brand new in the UK is anything built after Henry VIII's death. That's right. Not your daddy's Sofi. My precious Sofi. Munimo, does my average purchase price change with a reverse split? It's all relative. Guess what? Larry just did the unthinkable, the very thinkable, the very wonderful. He rung the bells. We're open, baby. We're trading now. We're here. We're live. And we're here to trade. What are the markets going to bring us today? That is the question. I hope some of you make some serious money today. It would be really nice if that could be done. I noticed that Roblox is down 88 cents to open the morning. I hope that, Nick, you make a ton of money on shorting this thing. If that's your game plan, I hope it works out. GameStop right now, 98.39 up. Still showing yesterday's quote, actually Friday's quote. Let's see if we can get this to refresh here. There we go. 95.92 down 247 at the moment. I have the Dow Jones at the moment down 73 points to kind of start the morning off. We got a 93 point. Well, I have to bite my tongue. I think the S&P quote is incorrect right there. The Dow down 50. NASDAQ down 85. Early first moment of trading. We'll see how this wears itself on here. Let's go from here. And they're off, says Larry. Larry, so true, says Alex. Bear market rally. Are we going down? I have no skin in Roblox, says Duncan. Nick, credit. I see your reasoning for Roblox, but nothing always goes up. There will be profit taking sooner or later. You need to lock in a profit, man. Shorts make money, longs make money, pigs get slaughtered. Bash, smart rent not moving. DQ, checkered flag. Thanks for the close. Never mind, just a delay. Alrighty, smart rent down 3. The Dow down 43. Matterport down 15 cents. GameStop down $1.94. AMC down 8 cents. SoFi up 26 cents. I'm not sure if that's current or not. That is current. It's up to $7 on SoFi. Okay, thank you. ATIP down 1.5. Rocket Lab down 12. Sextera down 20. ME down a half a penny. Spire is up a couple of pennies. Pfizer's up 24 to 50.16. Hewlett Packard up 36 cents to 37.14. Texas Instruments 168.77. I think Nick is out of there. He's gotten rid of that one. He's out of there. Twitter down to 38.96, down 176. Highcroft Mining down to 127, down 6 cents. Carvana up 3.89 as well. I think Nick's out of that one too. Robinhood down 57 cents to 10.12. Vanek down 3.28 to 228.98. Home Depot down 3.20. IBM down 73 cents. Microsoft down 3.40. Apple down $1.68 to 145.43 on Apple. I think the new range is this 140.60 neighborhood they keep talking about now. Goldman Sachs at 304.50, down 2.5. Cisco down 20 to 49.36. Facebook, Amazon down 11.60. Tesla down 11.60. Google down $9. Bed Bath Beyond down 21 cents. BlackBerry down 9. Royal Caribbean down 24 cents to 61.39. Target down $1.25. JP Morgan up 2 pennies. Costco down $1. Walmart up 23 cents. Moderna down $3. Workday down $2. DoorDash down 2. Yeah, not much going on. Boeing is up 16 cents. American Airlines unchanged at 16.58. Okay, early and quiet start. Nick, I've shorted 1,000 Roblox at 32.23. 32.23 is where he's at right now. It's right now 31.84. So he's ahead by 40 cents, about $400 at the moment. So if this thing wants to go down to $26, Nick's got himself a good one going here. We'll see if that can happen. 95 now, 76 on GameStop. The Dow Jones down 84 points. We have S&P down 21 now. I can see that more accurately. NASDAQ down 109. Now, interest rates. Let's take a look at that. The U.S. 10-year is at 2.90, a little lower than Friday and early this morning when it was pushing 2.95. Germany 0.97, just under 1%. That's a psychological thing, though, to Germany. Currencies, the euro is 104.22, just hanging on to $1.04. The consensus around here is it's going to be parity with the US dollar. It will drop 4 more cents. The euro and the US dollar will pretty well mirror each other for a while. That is the mentality around here. The pound, the British pound, sterling 122.43 or 12243, a tad lower this morning. And there's kind of the thinking 120 is in jeopardy, that maybe even 120 can't be held. It was 130 a month ago, and it was 140, I think, a year plus ago. So we're now at 122 on the pound, right? The European markets, while still open but closing soon, mixed. 13-point gain on the FTSE. The German markets are down just under a percentage point. French down 0.5%. Not a lot to talk about there. Oil in West Texas, $110 a barrel, down 22 cents today. All right. The Dow down now 43. So we're not in a free fall market. I think we have a little pause, and I think we go higher. I think this market's going to go higher. As I say that, the Dow's off 74 because 30-point swings now are nothing. So we're off 70 there. S&P down 21, Nasdaq down 127. Nasdaq's down 1%. That's the worst performer, Nasdaq. But the Dow's down 1/4 point, and the S&P is down 0.5 percentage point. So not a lot to see what's going on. Do you see Twitter recovering? TWTR Wooly would like to know. I don't know for sure whether it recover back to 50, but I can see it recovering to 45. But I can also see it taking quite a while, where we may be in this neighborhood now, where we are now, for a bit because of the uncertainty. There's just so many people who just don't know. I mean, it's the honest answer. They're going, I don't know. What's he doing? One day he says, I'm going to buy Twitter. Elon Musk, I'm talking about. One day he says, it's on hold. Then later in the same day, well, I'm going to buy it, but rumor has it he might get it for a lower price. I mean, it's just all over the map here. Kind of like our market sentiment these days. All over the map. Crazy. GameStop 94.50, down 3.89 a share at the moment. Sofi 7.08, up 32 cents. Matterport at 5.37, down 2 pennies. AMC down 20. ATIP at 171, down 2 cents. Make that 1.5. Rocket Lab down 11. Cyxtera down 17. ME down 3.5. Spire down 2 cents. Pfizer and Hewlett Packard both higher this morning. So mixed bag. 59-point drop on the Dow. We were just down 90. Now we're down 59. Trying to find itself, but it looks to me like this first 8 minutes, not a big sell wave coming in at all. Not a panic wave of get me out at any price. I think a lot of people did a lot of assessing this weekend, and they figured out, you know what? The market looks like it bottomed out last Wednesday, Thursday. And look at what happened by the time Friday rolled around. We started to see bargain hunting coming in, and all weekend long we began to hear the drumbeat of trading off the bottom here, where people are looking to pick up stock now at cheap prices for the next 5 years. There are folks out there who are saying, you know what, some of these high-end guys, they're off 20, 30, 35%. Medium quality companies are off by half. And then the disruptors are off by 80 to 90%. I think for the next 5 years, I'm happy buying all of these guys at these various discounts. I'm going to put in long-term money. I'm not going to play the game of the 1 hour flip here. I'm going to get in, and I'm going to hold on and just let these companies grow, mature, develop. And I got them at a discount. And I like what I see. I think that certain companies are going to make it. Now, certain companies are of course, at risk of disappearing. Peloton is one of them. There's a lot of speculation that Peloton will someday be absorbed by somebody else, and serious cuts will be made and all that stuff. Perhaps, maybe. On the other hand, maybe Peloton raises enough cash and buys some other entity to diversify their business and continue on. I don't know. Early days on that one. The SPAC companies that we follow, the 8 SPACs that we have, we're looking smarter all the time with these things, all the time, because these companies are cash, relatively speaking to other public companies. They're cash rich, they're debt zero, they're in businesses that are exploding and growing and will become more dominant over time. We're all going paperless. We're all going digital. We're all going wireless. We're all going satellite technology. We're all going information sharing. We're all going that direction. With Sofi, we're going banking over our phones and our laptops. With ME23, we're going for advanced prescription answers to health problems. No kidding. Smart rent, digitalization of home security and home management. Yeah. Remote control of your house. Yeah. ATIP, physical therapy. People got to catch up. Yeah, it's going to take years for people to get back into it. This growth curve for ATIP is massive. Utterly not understood by most of the market players out there. 98% of the market has no idea what ATIP is, what they do, how they do it, and what their upside is. They've never heard of the company. That's how ground floor you guys are. You could take that as an advantage or a disadvantage. It's up to you. Whatever if your cup's half full or half empty, it's up to you. You can look at it as a good or bad thing, but the reality is ATIP is unknown by 98+% of the business. And the key now is for ATIP to get known by 98%. So the upside for ATIP is massive. But what particular minute of particular day does the awareness thing kick in? I can't answer that question. But you're in here, and if you buy any here, you're stealing it. So that's me. That's my thought. Okay, so smart rent down 12 cents. Dow Jones now down 54. S&P down 8. NASDAQ down 49. Matterport at 555 now is up 15 cents. So Matterport has gone green. Matterport was as low as 515 on the opening. We're now 560 for the high and 554 right now at 728,000. Nice turnaround today. Smart rent was as low as 457. We're now 475. High of the day on smart rent, 16,000 traded. So we're picking up a little bit there. Gamestop 96.68 coming back. We got down to 93.80. We're at 96.64, down 175. So GameStop is coming on. The Dow's down 59 points right now, and I think it's going to come on. AMC up 36 cents. SoFi 719 a share. The high today 724. 12.2 million volume. We're coming back. We are on our way. I'm so happy to see this because I remember talking to all of you when it went down. It went down from 9 to 8 to 7 to 6 to 5 to 489, 490. I told you all the way down. I told you all the way down, all the way down. Sooner or later, it bottoms out. Sooner or later, that one trade that is low, 52-week low or lowest of all time will be the lowest trade of all time. And when the snapback rally occurs, it will be brutal, vicious, quick, and will leave many, many people at the station. And SoFi is now 719, not 485. So welcome back. Here we go. What's the upside? $20. What's the downside? 550, 650, maybe. I don't even know if that's going to happen anymore. I really don't. The upgrade today may have put the nail in the coffin for downside on this thing, for serious downside. We'll see. Okay, ATIP 176 up 3, Rocket Lab at 582 down 4, Sixtera down 3 cents, 1257. Spire is at 141 down 2 cents, and ME is at 285 up 2 pennies today. Okay, ATIP 176 and a half up 3.5. Go, you guys. All right. Pfizer up 61, Hewlett Packard down 11. We've got Twitter 3880. Robinhood down 35 cents. Vanik down 340. Home Depot down 530. IBM down $1. Microsoft down 370. Apple down 160. Goldman down 4. Cisco down 27 cents. So, okay, we can live with that. Not too bad. All righty, the market. We are still jumping around. We're down 140 on the Dow on a pretty quiet start, I think. We're down 21 on S&P. Down 82 on NASDAQ. NASDAQ has actually improved a lot. It's coming on. It's down 0.75 of a percentage point, not down 1% anymore. S&P down 0.5, the Dow down 0.5. We'll see what's going on here. Barron's headline: Sofi stock. Sofi stock spikes. Market may be over discounting growth potential. 702 last trade, up 27 cents. I love it when Barron's talks about our former SPACs. I like it. Okay. Tiff, did you have a chance to look at Spire earnings by now? Any thoughts? I have not dug into them in any deep way, except I took a quick peek at the results on, I think it was Friday. I quickly reviewed the article, and they're just going out, adding new clients. They have the subscription kind of program. This is growing. They're in a business that continues to expand, continues to get more important all the time. Long ago went mainstream. I'm a fan. I'm just a fan, but I don't have anything more to add. I haven't seen any analyst upgrades or anything like that today. I haven't noticed anything. If anyone has, you let me know. But that's all I know at the moment. Lame duck, 229 thumbs ups. Mediocre. Looks like Sofi has some morning wood here. Daniel, any expectations for Rocket Lab? No idea. Waiting for tonight. Did Uncle Bruce discuss Sixtera's earnings report? If so, I missed it. I did not discuss it. Didn't see it. Watch for the shorters start attacking Sofi with sudden dramatic drops any time now, says Jason. Rob, so what you're saying, Bruce, if I'm hearing this correctly, is Sofi being delisted? Is that what you're saying? Are you telling us that? Reading between the lines, Rob, Sofi vibing today. Lame duck. I feel that Sofi has already been over $20 a share. So what makes Sofi think it's going to stay there by screwing us out of our stocks? Well, if you feel you're being screwed out of your stock, it's up to you to feel that way. It's not up to me. I don't believe that's the case. I think they are repositioning the company to be attractive to serious investment entities. It's possible. Also, again, I am speculating, okay? I am just telling you, why on earth would these guys think about doing a reverse split? And there may be more than one reason, not just because institutional investors want to get into the stock. That probably isn't the only reason. It's possible that the board of directors would like to bring in billions in capital, with a B, billions of dollars of fresh capital to blow out the size of their loan portfolio. After all, if you're in the banking business and you want to make money, you got to lend money. You can't lend money at 25% for a new car, but you can lend money at 6 or 7% for a new car, or a personal loan for 5, 6, 7%. But you better have billions of bucks available to lend to thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of people to generally bring in enough revenue to make it worth your while. And so in these modern times, in this day and age, as police officers like to say to you when you're about to be arrested, in this day and age, we can't be too sure that you're not a terrorist. In this day and age, you've got to have billions of dollars under administration to generate millions of dollars in revenue. In the old days, when I was 22, 25, 26, with interest rates, prime lending rates of 18%, if you were a bank and you lent out $1 billion at 18%, and the customers paid it, that's the big if, you'd bring in $180 million. But if you had a branch in a small town in USA, Canada, and the entire branch only ran $10,000 a month to run, or $15,000 a month to run, and you could generate $1 million in personal loan business per month, you'd be bringing in 180,000 interest income against a branch that costs 10 to 20,000 a month to run. Banks make money like that. Today, a typical bank branch, and again, I'm not talking about Sofi here, as you know, they don't have branches, but you talk about an old-fashioned bank with a bank branch in your hometown, it isn't 10,000 a month to run that branch, or 20, it's probably 50. You got 4 or 5 employees, plus the insurance, plus security, plus property taxes, maintenance on the bill. 50,000 a month minimum, maybe more. You lend $1 million at 6% interest, you're bringing in 60,000 a month. That barely covers the building. You got to pay money for that money. I mean, how did you get the $1 million? You had to pay someone to give it to you to lend out. Now, maybe you screwed somebody out of some money by giving them 1% for a 2-year GIC for a while. Okay, but in the real world, it doesn't work that way. If you're issuing bonds to raise money, to lend money, you're paying 3, 4, 5% interest to sell it, to resell that money at 7, 8, 9%. There's only 3 or 4 points in there. If you only have 3 points of profit between what it costs you for the money and what you can lend it for, and you got to come up with 50,000 a month in overhead per branch, plus head office, plus all the listing fees and everything else. You need billions. You need billions. You have thousands of branches. Now, you're Sofi. You're running a fintech bank out of your phone. You've got the software systems, you've got employees, but in concentrated call center type situations. Your overheads might be half as much as the big boys. You're still going to need billions. And that's the key here. At $20 a share, it might well be that if they get the stock to 30, 35 a share, not only are there going to be investors buying the stock on the open market, there could be investors coming to the company saying, would like to buy 10 million shares at $30 a share. Here's 300 million. Do you want to print some stock? In other words, issue stock from your treasury at $30 a share. Now, they might have Wall Street coming to them saying, we'll issue 100 million shares at $30 a share, bring you $3 billion in one shot. And you can make 3, 4, 5% money on that money by adding it to your existing business. Well, that might be 150 million or more in revenue. Gross rate, 12.5 million a month coming in the front door, fresh cash, fresh earnings, gross earnings. That might be part of the deal. It could be that they're issuing stock or bonds, for instance, some sort of 5-year bonds that are convertible into stock. But maybe at $40 or $50 a share is the conversion price, a huge premium to the current price of the stock. So if they do a 5-for-1 rollback, they get it to $35 a share, and they issue 10 billion in stock, and that can be converted into 10 billion in bonds, I should say. 10 billion in bonds that can be converted into stock at 50 a share, but in 3 or 4 or 5 years from now, that might be the game plan. They can't do it at $7, $8 a share, but they can do it at 30 to 50. That might be it. So are you being screwed out of your stock? Well, you have just as many shares of the company that exists, but the company that's going to exist 6 months from now, a year from now, is probably unrecognizable to the company you see today. There's the difference. So lame duck, look, you get a 5-for-1 split and your stock's at 35 a share, and a year later it's at $70 a share. That's like a $14 stock. If it's $210 a share, it's tripled or quadrupled or gone up sixfold. You've made, a $7 stock to a $30, $40 stock. See what happens. How's the weather in London? A Saturday, pure sunshine. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. Everybody was out. Yesterday, rain, showery, off and on. Today, showery this morning, but turning into sunshine this afternoon and sunny tomorrow. In the mid 70s, very comfortable. Uncle Bruce says, Sofi, still a good buy right now? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a good buy right now. Yes, it is. Duncan, Gowdy, how's it going? Going good, Duncan. Devil King, screwing us out of our stock. What are you on about? This is a good thing for us. There you go. Good morning, says Olivia. Good morning. What do you think we're getting screwed of our stock if he keeps buying it? Rob. The issue is a lot of Sofi shares are waiting to write contracts. If we have 1,000 shares, we can write 10. Yeah, but if you have 200, you can write 2, but they might be $4.50 a piece instead of 20 cents each. What if we split the 300 shares? Can we only write 3? Granted, the premium will be higher theoretically. That's true. So I have 1,000, 1,100, and if and when they do it, there's no chance I'll end up having a multiple of 100 to sell a call. So I just buy another 100 again. Oh, you do. I mean, if they did a 3-for-1 rollback. You have 1,100 now. You have just short of 400 shares. You're going to be writing 3 contracts for sure. If they only do a 2-for-1, you'll still have 550 shares. That's 5 contracts you'll be writing. Hey, Uncle B, any comment on ATIP continuing on failing us? Even with the new CEO and earnings. I've already talked about ATIP. I love it. And I think it's a bargain down here. These prices won't last long. I said the same thing about Sofi. I said the same thing about Matterport when it hit its low. I will repeat the same every time. I like these companies. You've got to just average down and wait. The concern most of us have is that historically reverse stock put the boost price has been followed by price going down because they were companies drowning in pain. Yes, that's right. Wayne grandmother called while I was entering a limit order and ended up buying back my covered call for $100 less. Damn. You got to stop taking calls from grandma. She cost you too much money. $100 less profit, that is. What could help Sofi go up will be when they let us deposit cash into our money account without using a third party that charges $5 a deposit. So surprised that it's not available yet. There you go. Let's see. Oh, Coyote, by chance you see lesson number 13 yet? And Coyote Wing Commander Sega, she was the seller. Wing Commander, that must be it. Jason, ME is getting jealous of all the Sofi attention is starting to pop as well. There you go. Well, let's hope so. It's up a nickel to 288. I did upload class number 13, lesson 13. If you are serious about writing options to make income from your stock that you're holding, whether the stock's going up, flat, or down, you can make money, cash off the option market. Learn how to write options. There are 12 lessons on my website as of Friday, but as of today, there are now 13 lessons that you can get your hands on, including the brand new class we did last week in Canada, lesson number 13, stink bids, stink offers, and the psychology of the markets. It's about 2 hours long, well worth your time. And check it out on my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca, my Canadian website. And you can acquire it there and watch it as many times as you want. And take that info to your advantage. I think learning about stink bids and stink offers will make you so much more money with how you trade now. Like just doing what you do now, but learning how to do stink offers and stink bids will net you thousands of dollars a year more money. Just thousands. You're going to become a smarter buyer and seller. That's what I'm trying to get you to become here. And this will pay for all 13 lessons, a one-on-one with me, probably 2 or 3 times a year. You can join me live for classes anytime you want. The Gold Bagel membership that I have on this channel, it'll pay for all of that and more. Just being a smarter buyer and seller of what you're ready trading, whether it's options or stocks or anything. Check it out. Think you're going to be happy with that. I'm pretty sure. All right. Swiss Bud, a negative Niles. Gowdy. My friend asked where he should invest some of his money last week. It was Thursday. I recommended Sofi to him, and I told him the price was amazing, $5.40. He bought in. He's up 30% since then. This is wild. He loves you. See, you're his Uncle Bruce. Hey, folks, I just had a thought. You guys, I was just thinking of the people that sold Sofi at $4.80. How stupid do they feel right now? Yeah. How about that? How about how ugly would you feel? He thinks I'm a god. I won't argue with him. And so there you go. I still own a little HIP and I will buy more in time. Lame duck. I know things change month to month, even day to day, but they had their chance. They have not showed me anything. DQ, Wing Commander, Sega, send grandma the bill. That's it, Tiff. Got another 100 so far under $7. Now I'm set for 1, 2, 1 for 3, and 1 for 4 split. Whatever you'd want to do, I'm ready for you. Duncan, I have not yet. Rob, Gody, that's all a reverse of me. I convinced some friends and family to buy Sofi in the 10s when it dropped from 20 to 15, and they all think I'm an idiot. Aaron Alcabras, I received a vote proxy for ATIP, and they're trying to reduce the number of shares in circulation. Have you heard anything about this? No, I have not. Is that also a reverse split? 4H or 1D chat on Gamestop is a thing of beauty. Such a clean descending channel, which dates back to 20th March. Unless we break the channel, it should be around 105. Vilibus, lame duck, growers, not showers. Tiff, got another 100 Sofi today under 7. Now I'm set. Wing Commanders. So where am I looking to rewrite? What's going on here? Average down. Glad I got Sofi around 5. Says Oscar. Anyway, there you go. Well done, everybody. We are right now in the Dow down 195. I am waiting for the Dow to bottom out after a big day Friday and then take another run higher. Is today the day the run happens? Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Maybe this first hour or two we flush out whatever's selling came through over the weekend, and people sort of second guessing their situations, and now we're going to take a shot higher. I don't know, but I'm believing that there's more upside potential to this market this week than downside. That's my take. We'll see what's going on. We're down 39 on S&P. We're down 157 on NASDAQ. NASDAQ down 1.3%. It was down 1 something, then down only 3/4. Now it's down 1.3 again. S&P down 0.9, Dow 0.71% lower. All right. I'm losing my voice as we are moving along this morning. I don't know how much longer I'm going to last. I am trying to do 3 more shows today. My other channel with 2, and then back here tonight for the final hour of trading. So hang tough if you can. I'm hanging as tough as I can. We'll keep on going. Thank you all. What can I say? Tiff says, I talked 3 friends of mine into buying Sofi. 2 of them bought more after I showed them the earnings report. One of them has now an average of 686. I'm jealous. They're up on this thing. It's 698 at the moment, up 24. Lame duck. Too bad I can't get my money back, so I just roll with the punches. Oscar, thoughts on GameStop? New COO. I have no idea what this means in the long run. I hope this person is in front of cameras, or somebody gets in front of cameras. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Time will tell. Tweets are looking nice. Okay, rock and roll. There you go. There it is. There's our opening salvo, and we're up and running. Writing into strength is what you're looking for. GameStop is at 95, down 339. The low of the day, 93.52. The high, 99.18. And I'm wondering if we're going to break through 100 and get into the 105, 108 level, setting up maybe 110, 115 call option rights for 2-3 weeks out. And then you're looking for a little pullback, and bingo, grab yourself a $5 bill, 7, 6, 7, 8, whatever it wants to give you. Say thank you very much. May I have another? We'll keep an eye on that. That's what we have to do. Pfizer at 50.52, up 58 cents. I've been feeling that 50 is a barrier for the upside. Maybe it's 51-ish, but here's where we are. You can always look at writing 52s for several weeks forward. Hewlett Packard 3671, perfect stock to either buy long term or pick up $25 call options deep in the money. Can you get them for $1,200, $1,250 a piece? Pick them up and write covered calls against those calls, permanent covered calls. Write maybe 38s, 40s, several weeks down the road. Take some money. Robinhood, man, oh man, 1031. I still say it's going to 5. Vanik 228.98 near its low of the year. Home Depot 293. So buying 250 calls might be the play there and right covered, permanent covered calls. IBM 133 looks like a new hood for this thing is 128 to 135. Looks like that's the new hood. Microsoft 256 right now. I think 250 to 270 is the new hanging out spot. Apple 145 right now, 140 to 160. Goldman at 301. Looks like 295 to 310 is its neighborhood right now. Cisco, $49 a share, 48 to 50, maybe 48.51. Facebook 198.77, maybe 190 to 200, sort of. Amazon down $34, Tesla down 18, Google down 35. So we have some resistance coming in there at the moment. Okay, there you go. All right. That's it. Okay, I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to take a rest of my vocals and continue to adjust to the time change. I'll be on this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern time, the last hour of training, and we'll join you for that, see how the market has been working for you. Hopefully it's made you money. Those of you on Traveling with Bruce, you are fans of that channel. I will be on over there twice today, 9:45 and 10:45 Eastern time this morning to do those two shows. And then I'll do this late show here. So guys, thank you for your kind words, thoughts, your best wishes, everything, all the messages you're sending us. We love it. We're adjusting as best we can to this time frame and to this whole dealio. Thank you all for being with us so far, and look forward to seeing you later today. And of course, we'll be on again tomorrow morning for the pre-market alert and the 8:30 show as usual. And please join me then, but join me this afternoon at 3 o'clock. We'll catch up with you then. All right, guys, thank you. I'm going to rest the vocals and get a little more rest, and we'll get ready for later today. Make money. Make money. I'll see you soon. Thank you, guys. Coming down with something, Bruce. There's something. Keep it juicy there. I'm flagging myself for getting back really late from New York City due to the late bus. Have a good rest. See you later, Mama Baby. You betcha, guys. Thanks all for all your support. We'll talk to you later today. Bye for now.